So, what the fricking hell just happened? So what's up guys, Foxen here. Darling and the FranXX just went full Gurren Lagann and Kill La Kill. You got the massive alien twist, invaders from space, and the real enemies have been aliens the whole time. So pretty much a very juicy episode, with a ton of info. Alright, so I'm still trying to digest this myself. Let me actually try to go in order, and then we'll get to the juicy stuff at the very end. At the beginning of this, you have the A group talking about taking over the Grand Crevice. Something about taking over this massive weapon. To be honest, when I heard this, I was just thinking, this is obviously fake information. They must be talking about the Klaxosaur Princess, or perhaps something related. I guess it turns out they were being honest. It turned out to be the Star Entity. Next up, as for Nana this episode. So what's this? Nana got replaced already. So that was pretty quick. Interestingly, this new model refers to herself as 007. So Nana and Hachi's name are confirmed to be literally the Japanese names for 7 and 8. The question still remains as to why they are very low digits. In other words, in the same league as 02. Is it simply just because they were born first? As for Hiro and the ape group early this episode, I gotta say Hiro had some balls here, although perhaps the wrong time to start bouncing them around. How about not trying to piss off your caretakers right before your final mission? You wouldn't want to accidentally find yourself in some accident, would you? Although to be perfectly fair, I don't even think it mattered whether or not Hiro was being more restrained or polite to them. Later as we find out, they're aliens anyway, so they wouldn't give a crap. Next up, that Klaxosaur spear being brought up. Even by the weird finale of this episode, we still don't know what this thing is. Either way, we finally find out what the ape group was building a while back. Apparently it's this Klaxosaur type of spear formed from their cores. And I guess it makes sense. Why not fight fire with fire, or metal with metal? Although at this point, is it really just another version of a FranXX? Just a more pointy version? I guess we're gonna have to wait to find out. As for Kokoro and Mitsuru this episode. So first off, both of these took the rings off. I can't say I'm too surprised. Although last time it seemed like Kokoro started to remember cause of it. But anyway, here's the real kicker. You have Kokoro feeling sick, and it turns out the theories that some of you came up with last time about her being pregnant turned out to be true. So Mitsuru, you're a father. Let's see if both of these survive long enough to actually have the kid. By the way, how old are they supposed to be, like 15? It must be pretty bad luck getting knocked up the first time. And in Kokoro's case, she doesn't even remember that she wanted the friggin' kid. Come on, can you make this even worse? Next up, as for D-Day. Very fitting name, by the way. At the start of this, you had everyone lined up. I really started thinking back to Code Geass here. Yes, my lord. I mean, yes, ape. Here, I just loved how the ape group was patting themselves on the back, with them claiming that they established peace and prosperity for humanity. Right, my ass you did. And at this point, I'm not sure what their ultimate goal was. Was it really just to enslave humanity? If so, why not just blow the freaking planet up and be done with it? There must be something on Earth that they need. Otherwise, why go through all this trouble? Just nuke the damn thing. Next up, the 9's group this episode. Early on, you pretty much had the 9's group versus the Squad 13. And it really just is fun looking back. The 9's were not a fan of this disobedient group. Really wonder how they feel now, since basically they were used way more than Squad 13. Oh, and by the way, I just loved how 02 basically gave them the middle finger, with her remark about how her team was stronger than them. Suck it. Also, just a quick side note here about the 9's guys. Notice here how all of them have the same red suit. More specifically, none of them have that back headpiece. So, is it possible for the 9's members to either be top or bottom if they choose? Something to think about. As for Squad 13 this episode, it was honestly pretty nice to see how much they've grown so far. Before, they were having trouble killing those baby-sized ball Klaxosaurs. In this episode, they were pretty much capable of soloing a ton of them. No problem. And that's without 02's help too. Unfortunately, mid-episode, something happened to Mitsuru. Was this something that I mentioned last time potentially happening? About how Mitsuru and Kokoro could potentially recall their mind-wiped memories, if they rode each other. Next up, let me bring up 02 and Hiro this episode. So thanks Hiro for bringing the death flags back. To be honest, they were pretty much having wishful thinking that they would just be let out freely. By the way, did you notice this about 02? I think this is the first time you see her not wearing that red suit to pilot the FranXX. I guess this must be her way of separating herself from the 9's group, and at the same time getting closer to this group. Alright, so now getting into the outer juicy bits, the Klaxosaur Princess. Right here, she's confirmed to be the ultimate code 001. And then perhaps more important, this lolly princess is the last surviving Klaxosaur Sapein. So pretty much the humanoid version of the Klaxosaurs. Oh, and I do have to bring this up. Right here you could bet that Dr. FranXX was totally getting turned on by this. Too bad it didn't last too much. I was starting to think that it was over for the doctor. As for the lolly princess, it looks like 02 got her aggressiveness from somewhere. She was taking Hiro by force and not having any questions. Even to the point of giving him a literal kiss of death. It seems she's taking a liking to Hiro's taste. So forget about Ichigo trying to get back with Hiro. The main competition now is this princess. Let me mention that I was surprised seeing her being able to take control of the FranXX. And by the way, notice a cool side effect of it going literally to the dark side. But why is she able to ride it? I was just thinking, weren't they supposedly an invention by Dr. FranXX? But it turns out the FranXX were instead an original type of Klaxosaur? Kind of? And by the way, that whole voice thing that the princess did? Okay, so if she's capable of doing that, why not just start off with it? Literally everyone on the battlefield was disabled by it. It didn't even seem like she had a limit. I think the only ones not affected were of course the ape group aliens. Anyway, as for more juicy info about the Klaxosaurs, apparently there were always two types. The humanoid or organic ones. And then the second type being literal magma energy? Okay, does this really even make sense? And why? The strange part about this was that even the ape group didn't seem to be aware about it. At least the humans within the ape group anyway. Anyway, continuing with the reveals about the Klaxosaurs. Apparently they were biological weapons built by the Klaxosaur sapiens. So pretty much what a lot of us thought. Really just getting a confirmation on the theory. The real new info here being that the humanoid Klaxosaurs built them. Although here's a juicy twist that I loved. Guess what? The Klaxosaurs were basically FranXX. They were made from a male and female Klaxosaur person. The female's connected to the weapons, and the male's connected to the core of it. To be honest, this actually seems to be the reverse of what Dr. FranXX set up. As for the ape group, right before their grand reveal. So, things weren't going how they planned. If we can't have it, then no one can. Which again goes back to some people or aliens just want to watch the world burn. Unfortunately, it looks like they were just fine with causing the mass destruction of the planet, just to spite the Klaxosaur Princess. Alright, getting to the end, the 20-minute mark. What the freaking hell just happened? This turned fully into Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann. It literally turned into straight hardcore space sci-fi right here. Like a lot of you expected, the Klaxosaur race were the true good guys all along. Alright, let me touch on the star entity thing. Throughout this episode, I was wondering just what the hell this thing was. Was it a giant laser? Nope, it turns out it was just a colossal-sized FranXX. The original version, perhaps. At this point, this is when I started getting the Gurren Lagann vibes. But then it really shifts into fighting invaders from space. There's talks about the Klaxosaurs being holed up in the earth. And to be honest, it's been a while since I watched it. But isn't this almost the exact same setup for Gurren Lagann revealed later? Anyway, the true enemy revealed. Not ape, but VIRM. By the way, VIRM plus ape just shifted a little and you get vampire. Which makes sense. Them literally sucking the blood, aka magma, from the planet. Alright, as for the ending. So the ape group revealed their trump card, which stopped the Klaxosaur Princess. So get this. Apparently they programmed the star entity to go boom if the Klaxosaur Princess piloted it. Really? When the hell did they have time to do this? Kinda seems like BS. Either way, I guess there goes everything. The whole planet is about to go nuclear. By the way, I should point out that it looks like only part of the ape group was even in on their whole plan. Some of them must have still been humans. As for the very end of this, boy, it is not looking good for 02. She is bleeding out badly. To be honest, I'm not even sure where the story is going to go from here. Can 02 and Hiro save the day? Hiro's gonna have to turn full Klaxosaur to win this. But anyway, more important, let me hear your thoughts on this episode. Question of the day. Did anyone else finish this episode and think, what the fuck just happened? Do you like this twist that just happened? And were any of your theories correct about the Klaxosaurs, the ape group, and about it possibly all being just aliens? Also, how do you think this is all gonna be resolved? Will 02 and Hiro have to pilot the giant ass star entity, and then just make it go even bigger? Anyway, definitely give us a Klaxosaur thumbs up and subscribe. You can watch over 5 anime videos here every week. That includes my weekly breakdowns for Darling in the Franxx, My Hero Academia Season 3, and the SAO GGO spin-off. By the way, we just had one of the most epic My Hero Academia episodes this week. Definitely check out my breakdown for the All for One fight, and I'll see you guys later.